The battle at the bottom is just as intense as the one at the top. Staring at the prospect of relegation, our promoted teams are in the thick of it as they fight tooth and nail to stay up. Let's assess their survival odds. Are they destined to bounce right back down, or is there a glimmer of hope for these underdogs to secure another season in the top flight? Oh, I just said a lot of words, but what did I say?
Well, I was bigging up Vince and company.
I did the same. I went off yours.
Yes,
You didn't, to be fair.
You loved it.
It's the only thing I've got right, I think.
I'm totally shocked that it hasn't worked. I mean, they're playing well. They're playing some really nice stuff, Burnley, but I'm shocked that what's happened. For Big Vip. Yeah, I am. Honestly, I thought
I agree with
a
you.
lot better.
I think they play some great football, but I think there's a bit of naivety defensively. They're trying to play out from the back. I think ruthless. The Premier League teams, a lot of them press. If you're not spot on and sharp with your passing, you can cut out and create a lot of opportunities. And I just think they've been caught out too much this season. Yeah, and it's the first thing I got right. I picked the three that came up to go down, so I'm hoping.
We want you around a lot.
I'm hoping that financial fair play doesn't kick in, because it could be anybody.
Well, this is it.
That's the problem we've got.
Yes.
We're waiting to see what's going to happen with Everton and Forest, aren't we, at this moment in time? Obviously, we've already seen Everton have had points deducted.
Everton
They're going to get double punishment.
Seriously, they can't, can
That
they?
is a bit cruel, because it's not like a couple of points,
10
is it?
points.
Yeah, it's a huge amount.
But I think I read the other day, because
Madness.
Everton have appealed, this new case against them cannot be heard until after they sort out the first one.
Double jeopardy, is that
So
what they're doing?
how long? But how long's that going to take?
Maybe they'll eke it out for as long as they
could be
can.
going into the end of the season, and they were saying something about even when the season's finished, it's not ratified until like the end of June or something. So you could actually, I mean, that's crazy. So you get a finish, and you've got your relegation, and then they go, oh, but that's.
Very unsettling.
Yeah.
Well, how much would
right.
that unsettle the players? Did you ever have that when you were playing? Like stuff was going on in the background.
No, I
and
was
you were
always
like,
at the top of the league. Apart from when I was at West Ham.
Does it sit right with you guys, the fact that we could be looking at punishments? Obviously, Everton have already had a punishment, but obviously we've got the City case that just seems to be in the background. Apparently there's a date, but we're not allowed to know the date. So does it sit right with you that we could see Everton and Forest get punished and maybe go down this season, whereas City could still go and win a title this season potentially?
it's just nonsense, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll just get in contact with my solicitor and lawyer before I answer that question.
Yeah.
I mean,
Say nothing, Nigel.
I think it's. They're trying to say, and we don't know, that the Man City situation is different to like the 3 years of the Premier League, which is what the financial fair play is being worked out, and Man City's is over a longer period of time, so it's got to be dealt with differently. But I
The
suppose
truth will prevail, eh?
eventually.
Yeah.
Or not.
Well,
Right,
I
so
think
who's going down?
Sean Dyche is doing such a good job there at Everton, and to get a 10-point deduction and then possibly more.
Yeah, I feel
It's
for
like,
Well, I've got a feeling they might reduce that a little bit.
You reckon?
Yeah,
Are
I
they
think
contesting it?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
I
they
think,
can-
yeah,
Right,
sure
so then
they
you
are.
never know.
I think they are. That's why that when the new one comes out for Everton, and if it goes ahead with Nottingham Forest, then because of the Everton one, as I just said, they won't be able to give them a points deduction until
So that's right.
the first one's sorted out. I mean, it's crazy.
Okay, so who's going down?
I said Everton at the beginning of the season, you boys absolutely went to town on
He
me.
knew something about this.
So obviously I foresaw this coming, so yeah. I'm going to stick with it, because who knows what's coming, but I don't think they deserve to go down, let's put it that way, but I've got to stick with it, because I said it.
Are Palace in trouble?
I think Roy's in trouble. I'll say that. I think Roy's in trouble. I think the fans have already kind of fallen out of love with him a little bit again now, and I don't think he'll last the season. We know Palace kind of quick turnover of managers of late anyway, so I think, unfortunately for Roy, I think it could be the end of his time in the next
Do you think it was a
6-7
mistake to get rid of Patrick Vieira?
Well,
I would have given him more time.
Yeah.
I would obviously, I'm a teammate Patrick, so I'd like to have seen him given more time to look at his ideas as a manager, because you can't judge it on him playing. He's now gone into the manager's role, so I'd like to have seen a bit more time to see if he could have turned it round. They started quite well, then they dropped off. Roy Hodgson's done a great job. He kept them up. They've had. That's a funny team. They seem to have little runs where they beat teams you're not expecting them to beat, and then they sort of lose their form completely. Then they come back again, which makes me think they will be all right. But then I contradict myself because I seen them at the weekend and I thought, that's a team in trouble.
Yeah.
That was an awful performance. They won't be able to have too many of them, or they will be right. Well, they are in it, but they will be right down there. Yeah. But I still think there'll be enough for them to stay up.
Roy the boy absolutely loves football, doesn't he? He's still going. He's like
fair play. I watched him the other day. It was like it must have been about -10 degrees, and you saw him and his old boys on the bench there. They're just there with like the shorts on, just like no gloves or anything like that. They're just loving it.
He probably ice baths too. Right, let's keep
Roy the
moving.
boy, definitely ice baths. 100% ice baths.
The
Imagine him in
managerial.
the ice bath.
No, he'd be cool.
Well,
Is that what you're like, isn't it? I love them.
You reckon Roy the boy just gets in like no nonsense, just like wee.
He'd certainly be cool.
Tiz, hit me up with those relegation odds.
So now we get down to the bottom of the table, the position where nobody wants to be. So obviously we tipped at the beginning of the season Burnley to have a good season. It's not going quite so well, is it? They're currently 1-3 to go down. Luton then are 1-2 to go down themselves, and then Sheffield United are the unfortunate favourites to go crashing out of the Premier League, priced at 1-16. Then thrown into the equation, you've got Everton and Forest to go down. 3-1 for Everton, 7-4 for Forest. Now we've got to say, financial fair play could have a massive impact on both of their seasons, so this could be the perfect time to get in any of these markets for them two teams. Now remember, odds are subject to change. You've got to be 18 and over to gamble. Please do gamble responsibly, and of course, be gamble aware.
Hello. Nice to see you. Oh, this is nice to be back in the pub, isn't it?